everyone, in this video, I'm going to show you how to import data into Attio using a CSV file. It's a simple process, but I know it can feel a little intimidating for a lot of people, so I'll walk you through it step by step to make sure everything goes smoothly. Let's get started. So I'm in Google Sheets, but you can also use Excel if you prefer. And I recently helped a client import hundreds of products into Attio, so that's where this idea came from. You can see my sheet is super simple. We have 3 columns here: product name, product category, and subcategory. And these are all attributes that I've already created into Attio, or in Attio, I should say. But let's say you have not created an attribute before your import process. During the process, Attio will actually flag that for you and prompt you to create it if you do want to sync that data. However, I do suggest just preparing your file as much as possible before the import process, because it will just make things a lot smoother for you, and it will make sure that your data is mapped correctly. For example, even with this food service or potato product / French fries, these are actually single select attributes in Attio. So if I don't have this option here in Attio, which I don't because I just want to show you, if I don't have that, then it will again flag that to me and it will prompt me to create that option so that I can actually sync it over into Attio. So looks pretty simple, and I think we're ready to start the process. So download as a CSV. And then I created a products object. So you'll want to click into the appropriate object and import from there. Right here, import / export, and then select import CSV. Okay, so choose a CSV file. You'll of course want to make sure that the file is in a CSV format. Click next, and then it will give you a bit of a data preview: product name, product category, subcategory. It will just show you all of your file columns and then the attributes that those would match up to in Attio. So you'll want to have a quick look and just make sure that it makes sense and that these are the right attributes. And then click continue. And ideally, you'll always want to have a unique attribute, which we don't have in this file, but I will show you in another file in just a moment. But when you're importing data, you want to have a unique attribute to make sure you're not importing duplicate data. Now, of course, if you're starting from scratch and you don't have any data in Attio, then you don't have to worry too much about that. But once you do have some data in there, you want to make sure that you have some sort of unique attribute. So Attio record ID would be a unique attribute. For people, that would be an email address, and for companies, that would be a domain. So in this case, I'm just going to click on continue without mapping, and then it's showing you product name, how it's going to look. This looks good. Product category looks good. And now you can see there's a little bit of a flag here, subcategory, because we're missing this select option, which I mentioned earlier. I just wanted to show you how it looks. And then you can either fix the value, or if you know, so fix value, it'll show you your options, or you know that you actually don't have that option created yet, maybe you forgot, you can just create one missing select option. Create missing select option. Yep, create select option. And now there you go. And then continue. Preview import. Awesome. Shows you product name, product category, subcategory, shows you how it's going to look. And now this is also neat too. So it shows you how many records are going to be created. When you see this little plus icon, that means a record is being created. When you see this one, it means a record is being updated. So if maybe you have exported data from Attio and you updated it elsewhere and now you're re-importing it, and you made sure to include a unique attribute like the record ID or an email address, then it will just update those records, which is likely what you want because, again, you don't want to be creating duplicate data. So anyways, this looks good. Start import. start import. Okay, and now our import was completed, and I'm going to go to products, and here we are. This looks great, looks perfect. Yeah, nothing else to say here. So products was quite easy. Now I'm just going to show you a people sample. So we have our names, we have job titles, LinkedIn profile, and work email. So again, we likely already have these attributes in Attio. To be honest, I don't remember if I created job title, but again, I will show you how Attio prompts you to create that attribute if it doesn't exist. Now, work email, that's going to be our unique attribute. So I am going to download as a CSV. I'm in my people object, and I'm just going to go ahead and import CSV, people sample. Great. Next. Okay. So now it's showing us our columns again and our unique attributes. So for example, first name, we'll want to map that to first name. Last name, we'll want to map that to last. And then job title, okay, I actually did create that. LinkedIn profile. So I could do LinkedIn instead. I think that will work perfectly. And then work email address. So obviously, the more closely your column headers are named to reflect what's in Attio, the better this will recognize, right? Work email doesn't necessarily recognize that it's email address. LinkedIn profile doesn't necessarily recognize that it's LinkedIn. If I just had LinkedIn here, then maybe it would have already automatically mapped it. But it's not really a big deal. It's still pretty straightforward. I know where I want my data to go. So yeah, that looks good now. But again, during this step, you'll just want to make sure that these attributes are correct and match up with the columns here. And if you decide during this step that you don't actually want to map over certain data or sync over certain data, I should say, like for example, you know what, maybe I don't need job titles in Attio, I would just click this X here, leave it blank, and it won't sync over or map over. So click continue. Okay, so we have our name, full name, we have first name, we have our last name, job title, LinkedIn profile. You can see the map value, that looks good. It just creates a link. And then emails. Perfect. So continue. Now, these people already exist in Attio, and it picked that up because of their email addresses. So now, no new people will be created, they would just be updated. So start import. And yeah, there's not much to show you at this point because these people are just being updated, or these records are just being updated in Attio. But it was nice to get to show you how it looks when records are updated versus created. So again, if you have a unique attribute, it will be able to recognize that these records already exist in here. We don't need to create new ones. We just need to update the existing ones. Hope you found this video helpful. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you like these videos. If you have questions, feel free to leave a comment. If you need one-on-one help, then feel free to schedule an intro call with me. My link and contact info is in the description. Thanks for watching.